What is up, everybody? Ninja Nick here with Tactical Gaming, bringing you guys another more Pegasus video. And Hasan is back from his Cuba vacation. That was a complete and total failed socialist experiment. Now, I also did a video recently with, not with Tectone, but Tectone did a video, or at least released one on X, basically showing a clip of Hasan calling America a terrorist organization. He says he doesn't support terrorist organizations such as Israel or America, but hey, he totally supports the Houthis. He totally supports, Hamas, Gazans, Palestinians, the Iranian, and I mean all those, like those last three governments. The governments, not the people, but the governments. So this dude needs to be deported. Like, he's from Turkey, acts as if he is an American citizen. He's not. He should be sent back. And if he is, we should just, like, send him to those countries that he thinks is so much better than us. Quite literally. So, let's get into this and see what this one's going to be about.
To a series so shocking, even this doggo subscribed. In today's video, Hasan is finally back in America after his horrible
Shouldn't
Cuba
be here.
trip, and he's being canceled by everybody.
Good.
He's desperately trying.
Well, I can't say everybody. There's still going to be the Hasan supporters and Glazers and all that other kind of bullshit. It's so funny.
To address the backlash, claiming he wanted to stay in cheap Airbnbs.
Right.
The U.S. government forced him to enjoy his luxury 5-star hotel. Poor Hasan. He claims the 5-star hotel wasn't that fancy anyway.
Tell that to the Cubans who were, like, living in darkness, Hasan.
He admits that hospitals went dark while his power stayed on because his hotel had backup generators.
Right.
And somehow blames it on America. He claims he felt gross.
Everything's America's fault.
Seeing the blackout outside his hotel, but claims he had to do on-the-ground reporting. He got his puck friend to defend him. He continues trying to virtue signal and says that you will never see 99% of the charity work he does and that he's such a good person. Kappa.
Because he doesn't do charity work. Like, 99, you wouldn't see 99% of it. Why not? If you did charity work, there would be people all over the place saying how great you are, not like defending your stupidity at all and everything when it comes to charity work. Why not? Why not?
Cuban has called out Hasan and his fellow commies for grifting and pleads with them to actually tell the truth about the situation.
Oh, I'm sorry, my guy. They won't.
Responds clowning on him and his poverty tourism trip and
what it was.
A group of commies complete narcissists.
Is what it was.
Subscribe to Free Kaya forever.
It was literally poverty tourism. It was ridiculous. So ridiculous.
Right, so Hasan is back in America after his absolute
he should go back to Turkey
trip, where he went to Cuba to educate Cubans about how amazing.
So he doesn't like America. He doesn't support America. So why doesn't he live in Turkey? Right? Like, the dude's Turkish. He supports the Iranian regime, Palestinian regime, Gaza, and all that other kind of stuff. Why does he not live in those other countries with the amount of money he has? Dude has millions of dollars, right? He could live anywhere he wanted. Why does he choose to live in the most taxed city in the United States, Los Angeles? Why?
Communism is, while obviously
had to show that, sorry, because he's a communist like a motherfucker, but yet he's not. He's a capitalist.
With no power or electricity right next to him.
That explains why he likes China so much, because China's like a mixture of capitalism and communism and socialism all thrown into one ball. Yeah, like it's ironically funny, huh? How this dude literally gets to live in luxury.
Bragging about peppering Cubans with wads of cash like Rice gum on a homeless person.
Yeah, his wads of cash were ones. He treated them like cheap strippers.
Peppering people with just wads of cash for the most part. I came in with this shit.
Yeah, look. You see
looks
that?
a lot more
Once.
than it actually is.
Well,
Admitted to it. It looks a lot more than what it is. Yeah, because it's a bunch of ones with a 50 in the front of it, you motherfucker. You treated them like cheap ass strippers.
now he's back and he's addressing all of the massive backlash he got from this trip, and he's doubling down on his lies, saying that the U.S. government forced him to stay in five-star
No, they didn't.
hotels. Hasan addresses the five-star hotel situation and says he will be staying at Casa Particular on his next visit, and these are essentially like cheaper
On his next
accommodations,
visit,
not
watch, he's not gonna
hotels.
go
Right,
again.
we got Google. Casa Particular are privately owned, government licensed
Oh, never
homestays
mind.
in Cuba, offering visitors an authentic, budget-friendly alternative to hotels. Similar to bed and breakfast, these rentals allow tourists to stay with local families, fostering cultural exchange.
He's not
while
gonna do that.
supporting the local economy directly. They're
He is
easily
not gonna do
identified
that.
by a blue anchor sign indicating authorized foreign tourist accommodation.
People were
He ain't gonna do that.
complaining about like the 5-star hotel shit, right? I found it really strange that they clipped me talking about it, and it's objectively the truth, right? That is objectively the truth. I just said literally what the American government's restrictions are, right? And people were just like,
And yet you stayed in one of the restricted hotels where you weren't supposed to be, you dumb fuck.
sure, buddy. And they ran with it because it's so odd. It's so.
You can Google the hotel he stayed at. It is one of the restricted hotels. And they give you a list of restricted hotels you're not supposed to stay at.
Odd. It's like, but it's just the, like, you're never going to go to Cuba, so for you it doesn't matter. The State Department and the Treasury Department specifically, makes it illegal for American citizens to stay at whatever accommodations they want to stay in, with the exception of like 4.
Wrong. The American government doesn't want you staying at government ran and controlled hotels.
Hotels. I was first going to suggest you stay at a Casa Particular, but if you are there with a group, it would only make sense. Yeah, there's 600 people. The island is experiencing a total blackout.
Excuse. That's an excuse.
It's virtually impossible for 600 people to be coordinated in 600 different houses, or like however many different houses.
Guys,
Wrong.
you don't understand. They forced me. Hasan Biker. I had to stay in luxurious 5-star hotels. I simply had a gun
So
to my head.
ridiculous.
Me and my commie buddies, we simply couldn't do anything. Look, we were trapped. Did I absolutely love how he goes, this is objectively the truth, as he literally lies. You cannot
Right?
make this
So
up.
stupid.
Obviously, the U.S. government doesn't
Remember, lying is OP.
and force you to stay in 5-star hotels. That is another classic by Diddy Piper. Lying is OP. In short,
Yep.
U.S. rules
Love it.
heavily restrict hotel choices, but they do not force luxury or 5-star stays. They
Exactly.
steer people towards cheaper, private, independent lodging to avoid benefiting
The Cuban government.
Military. The clip exaggerates the restrictions into a forced luxury narrative for rhetorical effect. Now,
Exactly, meaning Hasan was just fucking lying like he always does. Which is exactly why, like, anyone who truly believes Hasan, especially after the fact of him being on stage to millions of people saying lying is OP, how can you believe that fucking man?
Hasan would never exaggerate anything. He's never lied. I've never seen a soundbiker tell a lie in my life. Essentially, the restriction he's talking about is the government doesn't want you to fund the regime by staying in, like, government-owned hotels.
Exactly.
5-star hotels are...
And the reason for that is because why? The Cuban government keeps their people down and keeps them barely surviving. That way, they're not able to fight the government. That is why. That is what a lot of communist and socialist countries have done historically.
Pretty much the last place they want
The
you to
Berlin
go.
Wall.
And oh my god, the excuses. So he's talking about the Casa Particular or whatever.
Swear to God, him
and
showing
that's
off
where
his money.
Fans essentially wanted him to stay, right? Because they wanted Hasan to embody the values of socialism and communism, despite the fact that he has a $3 million in his hometown, fucking USA there, right? But yeah, his fans wanted him to stay in these like Airbnb type places to support the people, but of course Hasan ain't doing that. Mr. $5,000 outfit, Mr. Gucci bags, and
Yeah.
lots of cash. is not going to settle for less than the maximum luxury. So anyways, as a consolation, Hasan goes, oh yeah, next time
There ain't
he
gonna be a
goes to
next time.
Cuba, he's gonna stay
There ain't
in
gonna be a next
the
time.
Cuban Airbnb.
Dude needs to be
Next
deported.
time, surely. Now again, that doesn't really make sense because you just said that it is illegal to do that. So what, you're gonna break US law according to your own logic there? Almost like it was your choice all along. Maybe you should rehearse this bullshit before you tell it to your stream.
There's not that many Casa Particulars anyway. Casa Particular is basically like an Airbnb system for regular Cubans to be able to open up their homes to American citizens that are coming in. Some of them are allowed. It's in the list of housing that you can stay at. Okay, and it's awesome. It's dope. When I go back to Cuba, I will absolutely do that.
No, he's not.
Because I'm not going to be going with like a massive humanitarian mission. I didn't choose where.
So, are you admitting that you flew with all of those rich socialist people?
We're staying, right? But
like ridiculous, dude.
The whole group, it only makes sense. The hotel is the same place. I went through this whole thought process within seconds. It's weird that people wrote articles about it. Also, that hotel wasn't that fancy. I went there. Yeah, it's not a very fancy hotel, but it doesn't matter. It's fucking Cuba.
It's a 5-star hotel.
Kept poor by the United States of America. And what's ironic about this restrictive process is that,
dude, you had Wi-Fi, air conditioning, and you're drinking espresso out of a small little fucking bitch cup. Are you serious?
These are privately owned hotels. So when people are talking about like the electricity grid and what the hotels are doing, they have generators, okay? Not only do they have generators, but they're literally taking up some of the fucking necessary resources through private commerce, and it's ironic that that unjust system is precisely what the Americans want to fucking bring about to the fucking island.
Oh my god. I mean,
actually, what America wants to bring to the island is actual freedom. Something where they don't have to worry about their government, like, silencing them by killing them, taking their property, homes, or, like, throwing them in prison. That's what America wants. We want to free the people.
It's America's fault, right? America bad. Thank you, Hasan.
Swear to God.
Real insightful. As he's literally sitting in his $3 million mansion right now in Hollywood. Safe and sound, he left Cuba immediately after his grifting was done, after he made his $50,000 from his stream. You know, after he freaked out that he didn't have Wi-Fi for 0.1 seconds.
Yeah. Someone actually commented, it's like, oh, he didn't say he was afraid for his life. Yes, he did.
Phone is basically just a non-functioning brick at this point. AT&T shut off my account because I was using too much data in Cuba.
He kind of realized that, oh my...
Yeah, because you're using data in Cuba. Cuba records all that data.
God, I might actually not be able to stream. And then immediately is like, nah, fuck this humanitarian mission or whatever the fuck I was talking about. I need to stream. I'm a Hasan biker. Get me the hell out of here. Back to good old USA. Oh, but I hate it. I hate the US.
Yeah.
I love
it's so amazing.
I would totally move you if I had the choice. But no, the US government is forcing me to stay in Hollywood. Also, you can't be serious. He unironically goes, it's not a very fancy hotel, guys. Actually, it's not even
Tell that to
fancy.
the Cuban people.
Yes, technically it's a 5-star hotel, but, you know, it's not what I'm used to in my LA mansion in Hollywood, you know? It might be a 5-star hotel, but it's still...
Hasan, oh, you know, hey, it's not like I had my private chefs giving me everything. It wasn't like I was eating filet mignon, no. I was eating steak, but it wasn't filet mignon. Yeah, not that fancy, Hasan.
Less than my usual day-to-day stay. It might be a 5-star hotel, but my house is bigger. I don't understand. It's not that fancy, guys. Come on. Bro, you are like beyond disgusting, man. Cubans are
I would agree.
Sitting in darkness outside your house, outside your fucking accommodation, your hotel, and Hasan goes, it's not that fancy. You know, I might have AC, the lights on, the power going, my backup generator, but not that fancy, you know? This is the point where you hit the sound effect, you know? Just hit that and call it a day, man.
There you go.
Then he talks about the power issues, that the flippin' hospitals were going dark and essentially patients were dying while Hasan's hotel was still running, right? And later on, he also admits that it's not bullshit and it's completely 100% true. And reminder, that before, last video, he was literally saying that all of this is a MAGA lie. Oh,
yes. Yes, he did. He said everything that being put on X and all that is a MAGA lie. Oh, the power going out, that's normal, and, you know, it happens from time to time. they're just lying, they're grifting.
This is an Israel conspiracy. It's the
Yeah.
Zionists. It's the MAGA.
He called Nas Daily an Israel agent.
He admits it's all true. And then after admitting it's all true, he just blames it on America.
Yes.
Absolute clown.
Ironically funny. He's a child. He's a grown child. He blames everything on everything else, despite the shit that other people do, or himself.
Literally complaining that like these hotels are they have their own generators and they are able to keep the lights on. Yeah, because they're fucking privately owned. That is the fucking problem. That's what America wants. America's literally saying they will only allow oil into the fucking island for companies like that. Okay, for privately owned hotels like that. Beyond the hypocrisy of Piker's Vacation, this just isn't true. As I know from personal experience, if you'd like help booking a cost in particular next time you visit, you can do so through Airbnb. Yeah, it's unbelievable. I didn't fucking choose this. And yet,
yeah, you did.
They're literally just leaning into the lack of knowledge overall. Okay, they're leaning into the lack of knowledge.
Apparently, Iran rejected our ceasefire.
Okay.
Yes, of course. The people criticizing him simply have a lack of knowledge, guys.
Yeah.
Hasan, for the last fucking...
It's not like Google exists. Not only Google, but actual people who used to live in countries like that you sit there and call Miami Cubans and they don't know shit.
Time. Anybody can Google any of these facts. Like, literally anything we talk about, please do not trust me. Do not believe a word.
So this is something I noticed about certain kind of people who come from other countries, right? So if you're a poor person and you come from a communist regime like Cuba, Mexico, which isn't communist, but I mean, drug cartels run that bitch, so I mean, it's bad. You come from places like Gaza or, Iran, especially Iran, right? You come from specific countries, China, Taiwan, Korea. Those people, when they migrate here legally, they love this country. They love the people here. They love how everything's set up and structured. They want no communism, right? Difference, okay? And we'll get to it. So people like Hasan, people born with a silver spoon in their mouth, they have so much money and all this other kind of bullshit, so they've never had to struggle a day in their life. They move to the United States. They sit there and go, oh, this place sucks. Oh, they eat pork. Oh, they do this. Oh, they do that. These people are haram. Oh, these people are horrible. Oh, and all they do is complain. Why? Because they have money. They've never had to struggle. They didn't see the dark sides of actual reality and live it. So Hasan is literally just a big fat ass Nepo baby. And there's pictures of his fat ass on a horse playing polo in private school. Dude does not live like the rest of y'all, okay? So stop acting and thinking like he is one of y'all. He is not. He is playing you and using you, plain and simple. So if you're a Hasan fan, wake up, guys. He is using you. Just like how slavers used their slaves, okay? That's what he treats y'all like. You're basically his slaves.
I say, Google it yourself, right? And then
Google it yourself.
And then you come to your own conclusion. Never trust anybody you listen to on the internet, all right? Use fucking Google. Use your own research.
Exactly.
Read articles if you have time for it or whatever.
There's facts out there.
But Hasan really has the audacity to go that, oh yeah, these people just don't have the knowledge, yeah? Hasan has the knowledge. He has read 1 million tweets. Do not step to him right now, okay? Hasan is simply too smart. He's simply too educated.
Nepo baby.
He has a poli-science degree from 2013. 13 years ago. It's literally been over a decade, and this guy still fucking pulls up that shit. I'm a well-educated individual. I guess it's like wine, right? University degrees are like wine. It surely gets better the longer it's actually been. You actually become more employable, obviously. Also, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't his logic make like no sense there? He goes, oh yeah, this hotel here has backup generators. America wants this fate for Cuba. You mean having power? You mean having backup power?
Yeah, basically, yeah. Like, he kind of admitted what America wants. They want to give free power, maybe not free power, but, like, to the Cubans, it will be relatively free, because, like, holy shit, like, how they've been living is just, like, nickel and diamond.
That patients don't die in hospitals? I don't know, man. Sounds like a good thing. How in God's green earth did he...
Let's do it. Let's free Cuba. Let them become like a district of the United States, right? A territory and all that. And then watch those people be free and happy.
present that as bad? What the fuck is actually wrong with you, dude? He goes, the entire island is blacked out. Only this one place has power. In America, evil America wants everything to be like that one place.
We don't control Cuba.
Like, what are you talking about, man? That was like the worst argument you could have possibly made. You can make like a billion arguments as to why America bad, and you choose that one. Nice one, dumbass. He responded, Hasan never speaks the truth, and when he says he is lying. What
Facts.
Are you talking about? Hasan has never told a lie in his life.
Lying is OP.
Yep.
As I say all the time.
Lying is OP, as I say all the time. Yep.
Hasan taking a lovely video. Look at all these poor people, guys. Don Hasan, Do Flamingo. Okay, we were making the One Piece references. Everybody was saying that Hasan is a celestial dragon because...
And Doflamingo is a celestial dragon. Actually, that's a great comparison, considering Doflamingo's family left the celestial dragons, left Marijois, become normal people. Doflamingo didn't like that, so Doflamingo basically killed his own father, right? Became a pirate, and, basically took over a kingdom. What do you think Hasan's trying to do? He's trying to take over the United States, in a way. Like, offshoot, in a way.
Asshole.
Or at least change
it. Which he's absolutely not. And, I would normally agree, be like, okay, Hasan is like Doflamingo because, he's an evil piece of shit.
He's just not a badass.
But if you look at the backstory, like, Doflamingo had a pretty fucked up, like, childhood and stuff. Hasan was
Fat Nepo baby.
An absolute, like, having the greatest time of his life, I don't think he went through a level of trauma to justify how evil he's actually become. So
exactly. That's the only comparison that can't be put to it.
Criminal mastermind or whatever. Hasan's just a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Manages to lead this
the corruption, though. Very, very good comparison.
Hasan's a dishonest tool. The hotels are restricted precisely because they are not privately owned. They're majority controlled by Geisa, the regime's conglomerate. Hasan says his goal, while wearing 1,500 glasses, 3,000 ring, a 700 button-up shirt, is to educate the Cuban people on how positive communism is.
Yeah.
Their daily struggles are due to America.
Yeah. Oh, you're struggling because it's America's fault. They did it to you.
Performative loser, bro. He's actually just gonna wear that all the time now. Yes, I help the Cubans. I get the Cuba hat. Nice. Bro, you took a tourist trip to Cuba. Fakest propaganda spreader. This is the most useful idiot to ever exist. It isn't even close. Play him on TV. Play him for the propaganda.
Yep.
He's the most effective brainwashing tool in a generation. Anyway, so Hasan's stance is essentially, he did nothing wrong. He was just trying to help the people. So riddle me this, any Hasan fans who happen to be watching. Why does Hasan actually feel gross about the whole thing? Hasan says he felt gross about the dichotomy between his hotel having electricity and Cubans not having any. Interesting. Wait, I thought this was all a MAGA lie.
I know, huh?
It was completely fabricated. Everybody was lying about everything. Wait a minute.
Other than Hasan, of course.
Admitting that he feels absolutely disgusted.
They also see how shitty their lives are and that money and energy goes to the hotels that aren't allowed to stay in. I know that's not
exactly
the biggest issue in the oil embargo right now. The energy crisis has been building for years. Yes, absolutely. So this is the other aspect of it, and I personally experienced this like myself. I felt gross about this system as well because we would walk around.
He's trying to find the right word so he doesn't get in trouble for talking shit about Cuba.
Abject poverty.
And I mean the government.
Complete darkness, but the hotels have generators. Hotels are privately owned, right? They're privately owned.
Bro.
They have access to oil, right? Because they can purchase it. Because there's a black market for oil. The government is aware that there's a black market for oil. They have a queue system.
You mean gasoline? Their generators don't run on oil.
This is like literal fucking on the ground reporting coming to you live from Cuba, okay? So there's a queue system. You buy it for like $1 a gallon, right? And then you sell it. And the price of oil right now is $10 a liter. We asked every cab driver, okay? $10 a liter. And the way it works is people with electric vehicles also get into the queue system, but they don't need the oil, right? They have EVs. Yeah, it's that fucking expensive.
Right. So
they have EVs. What? Bro. I mean, I ain't saying like there's probably like the rich Cubans who have EVs, but you really think the poor Cuban people of Cuba, the ones that are suffering, have fucking EVs?
Hasan really felt gross.
And if they do, it's a scooter.
About the entire system.
And it probably
He
took him
felt
like
so
5 or
great
6
that,
years to
you know,
like
he was the
make
only
enough to
one who
buy
had
it.
power, and everybody was in the dark. So that's why he went
And then
over,
how do they charge it
indulged in the
if they
luxury
have
life,
rolling
you know,
blackouts?
booked his 5-star hotel, went to preach about how communism is good, went to bars and restaurants, absolutely enjoyed himself.
Yeah, walking around
You know,
Cuba
his
with
friends
$5,000 on him,
participated in music
like just
concerts.
wearing
So, I mean,
$5,000.
if your conclusion from all of this is America bad, communism good, I feel like you need to put your brain in the washing machine at this point. There is way too much gunk in there. 16 cycles.
Oh, God.
Immediately, maybe you'll fix about half
That's
the
funny.
problem. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad he at least admitted it, that he was lit up in his AC room while Cubans were suffering and potentially dying. So basically what we learned from this is that we said something happened, Hasan said that everybody was lying, and then he later admits that everybody was telling the truth, because you can't fucking lie when there's actual footage going around of exactly what happened.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Hasan, if you did nothing wrong, why do you feel gross? Why do you feel absolutely terrible? Maybe because you should stop LARPing like a disgusting freak right next to people who are suffering. And I swear
Exactly.
this dude has the audacity to say, on the ground, I was on the ground reporting, coming to...
How much you want to bet this dude don't even own normal clothes? Like a normal pair of jeans, a normal pair of, like a normal shirt, normal shoes. I bet everything he wears is all like a couple $100 or more. Like a couple $100 pair of shoes, pants, shirt. His glasses are like over $1,000. Like, I don't think this dude knows how to live like an average person.
You're live from Cuba. This fucking
Which
guy,
goes from someone who has money their entire life.
He's gonna go back, right? I mean, he is already back, but he's gonna use this story all the time and gonna be like, I'm an on-the-ground journalist. I'm an on-the-ground reporter. Look, I actually went to Cuba, and I reported the facts of the situation. I went there, and I talked to the people. Oh, brother, we're never gonna hear the end of this, dude. Anyways, so then he goes through the criticism one by one, first talking about his expensive outfit.
And selling his merch,
and
I bet.
He says that he secretly donates to charity that nobody knows about, you know?
Right.
99% of his charity work nobody knows about, apparently. You know, just like he secretly was donating to Caseytron in the lawsuit against Ethan, right? Oh, wait, he never did. He lied about that. So
yeah.
I imagine he's lying about this too. Hasan responds to the backlash surrounding his $690 shirt implies he puts his money where his mouth is, but 99% of that will never be known.
It is very funny that, like, there is this assessment of, like, you know, how much everything I was wearing. It's like, they don't realize that, one, people send me free shit all the time. Two, people gift me shit all the time as well, right? Like,
bro, you make millions of dollars. Who would want to gift you anything?
Not that it even matters. Even if I, like, go out and purchase it on my own, who gives a fuck what I'm wearing? You're an idiot. Like, what? You think that the price of this button-up shirt is the reason why the Cubans are fucking suffering? Like, what argument is this, right? Yeah, it's like, look at this, too. I mean, this is March's incredibly expensive hat, right? I mean, it's like, this person is memeing, I think, but I don't think this hat is actually that expensive, but...
What? So that's at $450 euro, right? Which means it'd be about $200 American. You think that's not expensive? What the fuck is wrong with you? Like that's pure Nepo baby shit. Like, really? Who the fuck has money to spend $200 some odd on a normal fucking looking hat?
Regardless, right? You're an idiot for trying to justify it. To them.
Yes.
I'm not trying to justify it.
Yes, you are. You just try to justify it.
At all. Yeah,
people give me free shit.
Hasan's $690 button-down shirt alone can feed a family of 4 in Cuba for about a year. Damn, you should go to Cuba and give them money. Yeah.
Bro, I swear to God,
he's an idiot.
Defender's gotta be like shipped off to an island, bro. Your IQ cannot be above 5. You gotta be a danger to society.
Their IQ is like negative 200.
Guys, it's okay. It's okay because Hasan was out there peppering them with water.
Yeah, peppering with dollar bills.
Some stacks of $1 bills, of course. While literally making $10,000 off of his stream, of course.
Yeah.
I can almost 100% guarantee you that Hasan made more out of this from his stream than he actually gave to anyone, right? And holy shit, dude, look at these excuses. He goes, people just gift me free shit. Of course, everything Hasan owns is actually just gifted to him. His $3 million mansion, his Gucci bags, his supercars, his luxury vacations, it was all gifted to him. Of course, right? People just gift him because they love him so much.
Oh, well, okay, if it's gifted to you by who, Hasan? Terrorist organizations, terrorist groups, your little commie friends, you know, from China and shit? Is that what you mean?
I mean, Hasan, who are you fucking kidding? I mean, this logic doesn't even work because technically, like, half your income is gifted to you because people are subbing to you on Twitch, right? It's like
Yep.
voluntary donations is what as you call it, right? But that doesn't mean that that's not you doing it, right? That's still part of your income. But I get the implication this absolute scumbag is trying to say, essentially, that he's implying that he didn't buy the stuff. He's implying that his shirt, his pants, his glasses, his ring, his watch, all of this was actually gifted to him by someone in his exact size, obviously. His $5,000 outfit just gifted to him by Jeff Bezos, of course, for doing a wonderful job.
Oh, look, terrorist.
On Amazon. Yeah, Hasan, we totally believe you. We totally believe you. You've never spent a dime in your life. It was all gifted to you. And then he immediately catches himself just in case somebody proves that he actually did buy some of his stuff. Well, it doesn't matter anyways. It doesn't matter if I bought it anyways. It kind of does.
It does matter.
Because the respectful thing would be to at least dress down a little and to not flex your fucking wealth in the face of poverty, right?
Yeah.
And also, even if somebody gifted it to you, you would still be able to dress down. Like, nobody's forcing you to wear all of that stuff, right? But yeah, Hasan was literally showing up there with his commie buddies. We all saw that one dude.
God, fuck that.
Right? That's essentially the people Hasan was riding with. Anyways, everybody flip to page 42 of your Hasan Piker textbooks. He's now using the classic strategy of bringing forward a cuck friend to defend him. He's placed them on the cuck chair, and now they will defend Hasan.
It's strange that, I mean, it makes sense that this propaganda works on the fucking hogs, too.
Hogs?
Like, I get it, when people are like, but what about the optics? It's like, the fuck do you mean? Like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm literally in Cuba, you know?
Yeah, wearing like $5,000 on yourself right now.
You should have went shirtless, true. It's just, all of it literally reduces to if you are in any way, shape, or form, like, better off
also,
than the
the
average.
embrace so dirty. In that, that's so fucking funny. Sorry,
Yeah.
That's really, it's like, oh wow, look at this rich, fucking, look at this asshole, this guy's a piece of shit, and then look at the guy next to him who doesn't matter. He's actually that shirt he's wearing is for pores. The jeans too. Little hat.
It's crazy.
Oh my god, did you hear that? That shirt is for the pores. Really? Just because someone decides to buy like a $20 shirt? Really? You're gonna call them the pores? That shows you the dichotomy of these people, like their thought processes. It's like, really?
And using it all stem from communities of other wealthy people who don't do nearly as much activism as you. FD Signifier himself said that none of us are ever going to know about 99% of the instances of putting your money where your mouth is, nor should we. Yeah, you will never know. Well,
because he doesn't do anything.
Okay, let's be real.
Ah, yes, of course.
Because he doesn't donate money at all.
99% of his
When you donate money, that's a tax exempt.
We'll never know, guys. He secretly does it.
He doesn't do it at all.
And then he donates 99.99% of his income. Obviously, Hasan is simply too humble.
You can actually look at how much he's donated. You can Google it.
We know Hasan never broadcasts anything. He's never broadcasted anything. He only streams 10 hours a day every single day. Of course, and the rest of the time he's watching SlopTube videos. It's not like he streams every moment.
Who is that guy, anyways?
He literally brags about the littlest bit of charity, pulling out his wads of
Yeah.
cash on stream to prove that he actually gave some money to the Cubans. Surely a guy like that would be donating behind the scenes. Yeah, you expect me to believe this absolute pathological liar, complete narcissist scumbag is actually doing anything behind the scenes other than fucking indulging in the most lavish luxury
And shocking his dog.
The rest of his time is spent purchasing the most painful shock collar. He special orders it from fucking China. Probably attaches some explosive ordnance mechanisms, of course, that he knows about, right?
You really don't need suicide bombing anymore.
There it is.
Make fucking drones.
There it is.
Them in the online marketplace. Like, China literally sells explosive ordnance delivery mechanisms that you can put to a DJI drone.
Also, I love how in the clip he goes, "You guys will never know. You guys will never know what sort of stuff I do behind the scenes." What happened is that, like, if you were doing charitable work, surely you would want people to know about that, right? Well, what else have you been doing? Secretly donating to Israel, Hasan? I wouldn't.
Oh, I bet if he does donate, it goes to Israel.
It's in his best
And I mean the government, not the people.
Shit, right?
He said it was
So
poetic
he
when they were
probably
getting killed by the government.
The opposite of it. I literally wouldn't put it past him. Not saying he's done any of that or whatever, but just saying that this guy would use the most heinous tactics possible to get ahead in whatever his streaming career is, right? But yeah, I just love how he always finds like another fucking cuck friend to place on that chair and act like Hasan is totally innocent, and this person just comes on there and defends him. I guess I guess iDubbbz is off the roster now. I mean, what even was that? Like, Hasan is innocent because this other guy is also rich? Nobody cares, bro. That doesn't make it any better. Look, bruh, I'm the real victim here. I had to live in my 5-star hotel with power, bruh, while the poors didn't have power and died in hospitals on life support, bruh. I just feel icky about it. I just feel gross, you know, guys?
It's funny.
Does he feel gross about his $3 million mansion touring a sports car? I would guess not. No,
Nope.
guys, as we know, no
Course not.
Americans are in poverty. Now, no American has ever been in poverty, obviously. Hasan would never feel gross about that. Bro stole all the electricity to shock his dog. That's the factual statement, of course. Okay, I'm fed up at this point, Hasan. Time to give you a little information. You beat Brian Greygod. The fancy Grand Hotel Bristol you and your Code Pink buddies stayed at during the Cuba blackout is literally on the U.S. prohibited accommodations list because it's owned by the Cuban government's military conglomerate, GESA, not privately owned like you've been claiming, so it could keep the lights and AC on with the generators while hospitals and regular Cubans are screwed. That's straight regime perks, not some free market flex.
Exactly.
It's so bad he went partying after with the venue using said electricity.
Yeah, he was living La Vida Loca.
Communist country, everything's run by state. Grok, is this factual? Are they privately owned? No, not factual on ownership. Cuba's main tourist hotels are overwhelmingly state-owned. Mostly by control GESA. No, stop it. We don't like facts here. Facts are facts, as Hasan would say.
Facts are still facts.
Hasan is allergic to the truth. You think the price of this button-up shirt is the reason why Cubans are suffering? According to his own belief, it is. Hasan participating in the capitalism he claims is so vile and purchased in the U.S., who he claims is oppressing Cuba.
Right.
Rich while wearing Gucci, am I right, my fellow blue has?
Right.
Yup, Casey Tron and Froggen.
Oh, God.
Flashbang. No, you don't get it. He has to wear $10,000 outfits, even to impoverished countries.
Right.
He'll literally die if the shit...
This is what you get if you lived in a country like America. You don't want this.
No, guys. No, he was forced to. The U.S. government, surely they have a rule about that he must dress very well. Moving on to a Cuban actually calling out his son and his group for grifting.
The thing with Cuba is, for you to go on that freedom flight or whatever it is, that mission that you're on, all that was peer-approved.
Oh, yeah.
The Cuban government decides what the fuck you film, where you film it at.
What was I saying?
To be shown to you, okay? I watch videos of you people in your fucking air-conditioned hotel.
Get him.
The only one with lights on, matter of fact.
Get him.
The rest of the block is dark. While
Get
y'all
him.
have a hot shower and all that shit. None of you have went out in the real communities.
Get him.
And intermingled with the dissidents of Cuba.
Get him.
The United Embassy should do right now, the United States Embassy should do is revoke your fucking passports. That you suffer on the island for about 6 months. Right? With no American dollars.
That's what they should have did.
Because you take that shit for granted. Alright?
You should deport Hasan.
I've never seen a fucking McDonald's or Wendy's or Burger King or Arby's. The little stuff that we take for granted here every fucking day on a daily basis. Alright? How many of them can jump in their fucking car and go to fucking any fucking major supermarket?
There you go.
Buy whatever they want because there's an abundance on the shelves.
There you go.
Go out there with the real people.
Yep.
Listen to their voices. Listen to their stories.
Hell yeah.
And see if you have a change of heart.
I like this
Yeah,
guy.
well, I can predict Hasan's response to this. He's gonna call you a fake Cuban, right?
Yeah, he's gonna go, oh, that's a Miami Cuban.
Hasan decides who is actually Cuban and who's not.
Yep.
Only commie lovers qualify, but yeah, he's just definitely gonna ignore this video. He's just grift, obviously.
If he responds, he's like, oh, he's a Miami Cuban.
Saying that he's doing all this poverty tourism, and he talks about
He
the
is.
power outage situation, and he has a theory. Asmongold calls Hasan's Cuba trip poverty tourism.
Yeah.
Special hat, great, wow.
Regular everyday Cubans don't want to experience fucking joy. It blows my mind. You just don't. Thank God you're there to make them happy. Thank God. Like, I don't know what they would have been able to do without this.
Right?
Also, by the way, so if the electrical grid is running at, like, let's say 95%, and then you have a group of people that increase it by 10%, wouldn't that just make it go offline? Because, like, now you're over stressing it. So even if
Pretty much, yeah.
the majority of people there, couldn't you just effectively tip the scales in a way that would make it problematic? Because, like, that's what I would assume. That's what I would guess. Like, if it was barely on the edge to begin with, and then a bunch of people come over, and then they push it over the edge, then, yeah, they weren't the ones that did 100% of it, but they were the causal factor in it collapsing. I mean, I don't know if that's true or not, right? I'm not sure. But, like,
sounds pretty legit.
It's not really a good argument. I want to think, like, you literally can see it. You can see it in real time. You see Cubans dancing, singing, having a good time. Yes. And you're like, oh, they must be.
Well, I guess that means that the U.S. sanctions don't bother them, right? Because based off of that same logic. So if there are Cubans that are dancing and
turn it around on them,
why does the U.S. need to lift the sanctions if they're so happy?
Right.
It's almost as if a person's random everyday behavior isn't an indication of the politics.
Dude, Hasan is unironically the type of guy to go to a communist dictatorship, film a couple people dancing, and go, look,
they're happy.
They're so happy. Oh my god. Especially when I pull out my wads of cash. Suddenly, I feel like they might be fans of the stream. No, unrelated to the fact that I have a stack of cash in my hand. No, they're just fans of Hasan Pica. Also, about the power outage thing, listen, I'm not going to say that Hasan caused the power outage. There's no proof of that, at least directly.
His group going there caused
it. I will
it.
say that he probably was a burden in some sense, right? A bunch of commies coming over. They're consuming resources. Okay, they are consuming resources. All the hundreds of clowns and LARPers that went there, they obviously need resources which could have been used on Cubans. I don't know what sort of like aid they've come with as well, if that counts.
Ridiculous.
I just know that he's fucking LARPing. Okay, he's completely LARPing. I don't care if he wasn't the cause of the blackout. Already the dystopia has been created. It doesn't have to be that, oh, Hasan caused the blackout for him to be a horrible person, right? So then he talks about Hasan's next stop.
So he's trying desperately to shift the narrative away from the fact that a bunch of rich, privileged Westerners did poverty tourism in Cuba, and they tried to gas up a government that systematically kills and oppresses their own people.
Just like Iran.
It must be a day that ends in Y. Before it was Venezuela, after that it was Iran, and now it's shifted to Cuba. And I guess maybe
he never went to Iran.
Go to one of the old regulars. Like maybe they'll start simping for Russia again, right? Maybe we'll go back to China. Maybe we'll find another example.
Oh no, next stop is definitely North Korea. Reminder, Hasan said that Western leaders are infinitely worse to their citizens, right?
Yeah.
Bad you heard about North Korea, it's simply U.S. propaganda, right?
I love people in the chat who do still say like, oh my god, he's a genocidal dictator, dude. Like,
because he is.
Point to a dictator or just in general a Western leader who is not also doing infinitely worse shit around the world, not just to their own citizens, but around the world.
And I believe Hasan
so retarded.
I think he could do a great job by showing us, you know?
Right?
I feel like he should go there, you know?
I think he should go to Iran.
What a lovely place it is, you know? He can film some people, you know, enjoying, you know, dancing. He would bring out his wads of cash early. Go ahead, Hasan. We're all waiting. Just, you know what? Do a one-way trip to North Korea. You don't need to book the return flight. They will book it for you. I'm sure you can trust them. I'm sure the government loves you, Hasan. They will welcome you with open arms. You got this. So Hasan goes to a country that's in crisis, but blazes the regime that's causing the crisis.
Yep.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Why does Hasan love flexing on poor people? That's kind of his whole thing. So then Asman calls out
because he hates the poors.
Freak Squad, calls out the anti-West left pathological narcissist with moral inversion.
Watching a pro-Palestine wearing t-shirts saying defend the right to protest with an Iranian regime supporter holding a placard of Ayatollah Khomeini
who murdered
thousands of protesters. This is, I think that people are starting to realize that this entire movement of these people are just full of a bunch of pathological narcissists.
Yeah.
That's it. There's no actual value inside of any of this.
Nope.
Isn't it obnoxious? Oh my god.
Yeah, they're doing this.
Well, the reality is that...
So, like, that dude that they're, like, you know, marching about is, like, literally the cause of 30,000+ deaths of protesters in his own country. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you all that retarded? Really?
This is one of the things that people are probably, like, I hope are starting to realize, is that this entire, like, anti-West, anti-capitalism is a completely pathological, narcissistic disorder.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's not actually, like, there's no, like, nobody actually wants to live in a communist country. Nobody actually wants to live in Iran. Nobody, like, I mean... And that's the issue, right? Is that Hasan does? No, he doesn't. Because if he did, he would.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he could move his whole family over there. He's fucking super rich, right? So he could do anything he wants to do. He doesn't do it because it's not beneficial for him. This entire movement is performative.
Exactly.
It's not actually about doing what's right. It's about doing what sounds right. It's about doing what people think is right. It's about looking for, you know, approval from other people like this, right? It's totally performative.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, none of
100%.
this logically tracks at all. I mean, for example, just supporting the dictators and the terrorists while being pro-LGBT, right? Two completely opposite ideologies. It is impossible to support both unless there's a worm eating off your brain. But of course, they want to do anything to virtue signal and appear like a good person online while not actually truly believing anything they say. They
Yeah.
sit there in their homes
So
with
dumb.
complete privilege, protected and safe, and they have this incessant need to prove themselves as the good guys, this non-stop virtue signaling virus, bro. And it will be their downfall. Eventually they will understand that this was never worth it, right? And all their grifting was for nothing, because at the end of the day, they are essentially just miserable people. So then he talks about how people have warped how good and evil is looked at now.
Yeah.
Life support in Cuba died due to the blackout while these rich people stayed in hotels and parties. It's sickening. Well, the thing is that they would have no problem. You got to keep in mind, they have no problem sacrificing children.
Yep.
Like, for example, think about the idea that, you know, like, why would you ever, for any reason, draw any defense for Hamas? Why would you
Exactly.
try to rationalize in any capacity Hezbollah?
Yep.
Well, the reason why is because you want to look like you're being a good person, and you want to take the oppositional side to what's seen as the oppressor. But what's ended up happening is that the amount of support and approval, I think, has made the governments in Western countries less willing to go after these terrorist organizations in the way that they should. There has been a mass-scale morality inversion with American leftism, where good is bad, bad is good, evil is virtue, and virtue is evil.
Yeah.
And I think that that's what's happened. And, like, once you look at things through that inversion lens, you'll see everything else make sense. So, for example, let's defend Iran. Iran has a right to exist. Well, yeah,
The
so do
Iranian
other
people.
countries, but Iran doesn't agree with that. They went
The Iranian
there
people
for
do.
a
The government, though.
publicity tour in order to virtue signal, and the virtue signaling optics went wrong because the power went out and everybody's blaming them. Well, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. That's it.
Yep.
You want to base everything off of optics. That's what happens.
Yep.
It looks really fucking bad when you have a bunch of millionaires from Western countries coming over to Cuba, handing out, okay, little Pedro, here you go.
Yep.
Here, now, don't you spend it all in one place, okay? Just
Yep.
who the does this?
Yes.
Are you
Hasan
kidding
does
me?
that.
It's insane.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, to me, right, to, like, outsiders, to regular ass people, all of this is simply common sense. Because you don't need a shred of politics to understand basic things like, hey, maybe the dictator gunning down his own citizens, that's probably bad.
Right.
Thousands of innocent people dying, probably bad. Terrorists who, you know, bomb places and, you know, kill a bunch of innocent civilians, probably bad. Probably shouldn't support them. I feel like that's basic, you know, human decency or whatever. I feel like high schoolers are taught this. Although maybe not American high schoolers. I don't know what the fuck they're teaching there.
10-year-old would have the basic concept of bad.
I guess that's why all this brainwashing works, right? I feel like education systems there are just like a regard spawning factories, and you just have to like resist the brainwashing. Otherwise, you come out the other side like a droid, like an NPC fucking droid, right? Just parroting Hasan Piker politics.
Lying is OP.
These used to be places of like critical thinking, of like question everything, you know? The scientific method, some level of actual logic. Now it's all been boiled down to feel horrible about yourself, America bad, everything else good. And the problem with that is that that's not a well-developed like political view. That is just complete tribal politics, right? Where one side bad, every other side good. You need a little bit of nuance to understand that, hey, maybe we should differentiate the fucking terrorists, you know? Maybe those are also bad guys. Now click this video for a giant cheesecake. Holy, okay, thanks.
That was another banger from Pegasus, so go check out his videos. More Pegasus, he'll be linked down in my comment section, or not my comment section, but the description. But once again, yeah, Hasan being a fucking retard. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping to find a clip of him on YouTube of him saying, you know, how America is a terrorist organization and he doesn't support it, but yet he lives here in America. You're paying taxes on all the money you make. So technically, by your own description, you are supporting America by living here, buying things here, and paying taxes here. So you do support America in your own sense of the way. Because if not, why don't you move out and go to a different country, Hasan? But there y'all go. Like, share, spread the word. Stay free, America. Love you guys.